I'm about to show you guys one of the most legendary Counter-Strike matches you have ever seen. It was the match yesterday in the Major between Mouz Sports and Mongolz. It's just not a match you would think would be absolutely insane, but going into it, here's why. So a couple things to consider. Mongolz had a massive win streak going into this match. They beat Heroic, they beat Mouz in overtime, they beat G2 Gamer Legion, MIBR, Rare Atom. They didn't lose for like around 2 months. Now, Mouz is a super good team. They beat a ton of good teams as well. They beat MIBR, 3D Max, barely lost to FaZe, barely lost to Mongolz, as I said earlier, beat Navi, and beat some other good teams in there as well. So this match in itself, despite it not being one of the matches you're going to be looking out for in the Major, because it's just a quarterfinal or whatever it is, one of the first matches going into the final little area of the Major. Let me turn my game down a little bit. It's not a match you would think would be insane, but it played out perfectly. There's just every emotion in this game, as you guys are going to see. So, starting off here, we've got one of the main themes of the game, I want to say, is massive mid control and playing around mid perfectly. We've got Mouz on CT side here, and they've just got 4 people towards mid. They're fighting towards shelf. They have complete mid control, and it seems like a massive read towards whatever Mongolz are doing here. They seem to have a good idea. Let me turn on, right, I guess I have to navigate through these players myself. But the kills happen at mid pretty quickly. They go the way of Mouz. Mongolz are already down a player, but they are walking out A already, and they're completely out A here. Got a player in Donut, he dies, but somehow, and this is just where the craziness starts, you've got a 2v4 going on here. You've got 3 players towards Donut, what seems to be a completely unwinnable round. But still, this is what happens. Got 9-10. This is pretty much a 1v4 here, because you've got one player all the way back looking for the flank, and you've got Senzu trying to find anything. It's impossible to get a plant here, but 9-10 comes in, finds one, and this is, you can already see Mouz starting to back off and just play this as safe as possible. This is not a round you want to give up. It's a pistol round. Torzy falls next, and now it's completely fallen apart, and you've got 2 players running towards B. 9-10 finds another one on the way out, and it's like, Mouz, you can say they've over-aggressed, but it's like, they really didn't make any too poor of decisions there, and somehow Mongolz just take massive advantage of this round, and now you're stuck in a 1v2 if you're Mouz, if you're Brolin, and you just get instantly taken out. This was the start to the game, and it felt like every single round played like this, and I'm going to show you guys. This video is sponsored by Skins Monkey. If you've been looking to trade out your old boring skins for new ones, Skins Monkey is the place. By clicking the link in the description, you'll get a 35% deposit bonus when depositing with cash and crypto, and up to a free $5 bonus on your first trade. So be sure to click that link. Skins Monkey also has the freebies tab where they run 24/7 giveaways that are completely free to join with crazy skins. And if you're looking to actually get your hands on some good skins, Skins Monkey is the quickest way to do it. So be sure to get that free $5 and 35% deposit bonus now, trading your CSGO skins with that link at the top of the description. Okay, and here we go. I've got my auto director working now, and we're going to see another mid take. Auto director sucks. Okay, we're going to see another mid take. Fights come out at mid, and they go the way of Mongolz. Now, of course, it is ancient, so you're going to see a lot of mid control here, but something you're going to see after the mid control is just a complete change in pace in the round. Normally, you're going to see a lot of nades, maybe teams scale up, get towards donut, get towards close mid, do whatever they want, but a lot of times in this game, you're going to see teams take mid or fight mid early and then just completely give up and back off of mid, and this is what we see here, as my auto director still does not want to work for me. It's just the whole theme of the game is playing mid pretty much perfectly, and I mean, this round obviously kind of falls apart for Mouz, despite it being a force buy here. They didn't really get anything going. The fights went towards Mongolz, and it's one of the big themes in this game you're going to want to pay attention to. So now, what we're seeing here again is just another mid take. Obviously, it doesn't matter too much as you've got Mouz on full eco here, but just kind of emphasizes the point of how these teams take mid. This time you've got Blitz pretty much alone at mid, who finds 2, and then they all kind of scale in together, but it's a good mid take nonetheless, and one of the other pace changes you're going to see from one of these teams, where they're just running it down mid this round, and they change it up a lot. And now we've got the first real rifle round here, and you've got Mouz with full control of mid. Now they don't have anybody towards shelf, so you're going to have a couple players on Mongolz scaling up shelf here. Got a MAC-10 towards one player, and he just owns Zershin. Obviously, it's pretty much impossible to get the trade there, or a second kill rather if you're fighting with the MAC-10, but JimFad actually finds 2, and now you've got Mongolz with mid control, completely scaled up mid, right in front of this smoke. All of the audio cues are going his way, and he's going to try and walk through here. And this is the point where Mongolz just plays so aggressively. And this is what you see their entire T have. Just perfect timings, walking through smokes, catching Mouz off perfectly. You're going to see this 100 times over this half. And now you've got players already taking space towards A, like they did in, I believe it was the pistol round where they took mid early and then ended up winning because they got to take A. They've got full control of A. All of the players are all the way back in spawn. They've pressured through mid. They had people waiting around towards mid because they don't know what Mongolz are doing on the Mouz side. So now, 9-10 actually gets picked with the op, and it seems like the round is over again. You've got Mzinho, who is just scraping by trying to get 1v1s. And somehow, once again, I don't remember how this round actually ends. I'm pretty sure he wins it. But it's like, they play this game so perfectly. It seems like every single thing is going their way, but just the decision-making is so good. Mouz, with that previous fight when it was a 1v2, you've got the opper behind the boxes. He's trying to peek the guy, but Mzinho gets perfect timing on him, walks out, can kill the donut guy, isolate all of the 1v1s, plays it perfectly to bring it to 4-0 for Mongolz. And it's just two ridiculous rounds. The ridiculous pistol round, and then you've got the 1v3 there already to bring it to 4-0. And that's where you got to take a timeout. So now, I'm going to pause the match here for a second. We've got the same sort of thing going on. You've got the normal 2 people going mid on the CT side with Mouz. You've got whoever this is, player number 9, throwing the mid smoke as per usual. Just normal stuff going on in mid. And then 2 people taking 2 people towards B. Just, I don't know if you want to call it a default. I guess it kind of is a default. Just the normal sort of things you do on both sides here. Now, Mzinho holds out a smoke for the Molly, which does not come from Mouz Sports. Now, I don't know why. I guess they're sort of on a half buy here. I don't know what this buy is, to be honest with you guys, but there's no mid Molly, so they're just able to run out mid. I don't know if they were just completely prepared for Mouz to not be fully buying into this and not expect a Molly, but whoever it is, player number 6 here, Blitz, just full sprints out mid and absolutely owns. And it's just free mid control for Mongolz again. And that just dictates the pace of the whole round, because now you've got full mid control. You know they're probably going to have a lot of people towards B since you only saw one guy mid early. And now you've got the CTs just like squirming around, not sure where to go. They need to fight for something, and they've got no money at all, no real guns. And then they're just able to pick them apart again. It's just another perfectly played round by Mongolz, who get the entry and individually are just getting the kills that they need to get. And here's Shui here trying to do just anything. He actually gets a sick flash from his teammate. Brolin finds one, but 9-10. Once again, when it comes to the individual performance, it's like trades are not being missed, and the kills that need to happen to a degree of like 3, they're getting like what they need to get and more every single round so far. So now you got Brolin in 1v3, and it's pretty much over. Now, Brolin might win this round, to be honest. I don't actually remember. He's playing this pretty much perfectly, and got 9-10 trying to walk through the smoke here. I guess I'm going to just commentate this because I don't remember what happens. But still, 9-10 just plays it absolutely perfectly. It's another round where you're seeing that individual talent come out from every single side, and Mongolz is just dominating still, despite Mouz playing individually well. But Mongolz just isn't giving Mouz any chances to get anything going. They're just owning. And now, this is one of these rounds where you're kind of going to start to see different things happen at mid. You've got Blitz towards mid here, who throws a single molly towards Shelf, doesn't want any aggression happening, and you've got 3 people towards... Okay, he actually runs through this smoke, which is just interesting. I guess he doesn't want to give them mid, and you should kind of do something. He actually blinds both of the players with his flash, so it could have been a good play. It's just a super hard kill to get. But this is kind of where things turn around, because for the first round, Mouz have full mid control and everything has gone right for them. They got like 3 players towards Shelf here. They know nobody else. Well, they don't know nobody else is mid for the current moment, but they have full mid control. Everybody's grouped out B, and for the first round, Mongolz really don't have anything. They're going to throw nades towards B here, get their smokes out, and they've already got 3 people towards B on the Mouz Sports side. So here they come in. Let's see what happens. Good space taken already. Some good nade usage by Mouz to actually nade through that smoke, get the isolated gunfight as Mongolz come in. Very good nade usage there. And now you've got 5 players, all on Mouz, completely surrounded pretty much. You're going to have to worry about this cave flank eventually, even though it doesn't come. It's like, you need to get something going on the Mongol side here in the 5v3, and it's just not possible because there's too much going on. So, Mouz actually get a really solid round here, and it's mostly stemming from the mid take. Just taking mid on this map is so important because, you know, first off, despite Mongols sort of ending towards A lot of these rounds, typically teams are going to end towards B since it's, you know, much easier to take if you just get those 2 smokes out. So, let's continue. And now, back to our mid shenanigans. I need to pause because all of this happened so quick. We need to get it in. Got 2 players once again on the Mouz Sports side. You've got 3 players towards here now. One of them, I believe, is going to go towards A. Let me check. Yeah, one of them goes towards A. And Mouz just take mid. Now, I respect the pace change from Mongols. Doing the same thing every round probably isn't going to work out. But it's another round where you're giving Mouz full mid control. And now they've got, once again, these 3 players towards Shelf here. They can all fight B together. This smoke actually comes out from the CT Shui. So you've got 3 players towards mid now. And just full mid control early in the round. And that's one of these things that's going to dictate the whole game. So now you got Shui who gets a kill on the cave player. And now you've got 2 players stuck back mid because they need to try to take mid to get something going because just grouping B didn't do anything. Senzu actually gets another one over towards B. But it's just such a hard round now because at this point in the round, you've got a minute left. The CTs kind of realize they're going to commit somewhere. They've got nobody towards A. Walk back Jim Fat to A. And here comes the A exec. So let's see what happens here. Now, Jim Fat's actually stuck behind the smoke. My auto director, once again, doesn't want to do anything for me. Spam kill sort of come out. 1 player peek CT got traded really easily. Jim Fat and whoever's with him, Zershin, gonna fade this smoke. Now, this is another round where it's just won by individual performance. Mzinho's in a great spot. His teammate's trying to plant. Can't plant because the smoke fades and just does that. It's like, at this point, everything looks like it's going Mongols' way. They're individually playing near perfectly, except for the 1 round where they couldn't take mid. They won piss around off playing perfectly, off getting a crazy clutch, and it just looks like the game is going to go their way at this point. But the thing that's sort of changed between the early rounds in this round, or I guess the later rounds in the half, is that on Mongols, they're not able to take mid easier. Like, they're just getting spammed there. It's hard for them to get through this smoke. And it's just super hard to take mid on this map as a T if the CTs are using proper utility. And this is kind of where things get sort of, you know, not the way you want them to go. You want to be able to get mid on this map, and the past couple of rounds, they've really struggled to. And this is kind of where things start to turn for the Mongol side. So now, 50 seconds left. You've got 9-10 in pretty much an impossible 1v2. They could be in any spot. He is an op. Now, good news for him is they're nowhere near each other, so he's technically got 2 isolated 1v1s, but he's got nades too. It's like you don't want to give away your position to clear these angles. Finds the first fight, and he's like, where could the second player be? Is he over there? He has no clue. There's 25 seconds left now. You would think that the other player is right next to him, but it's like, I don't know if I want to say Mouz Sports played this well, because, I mean, they're kind of spread out, but it's like they made this pretty much impossible for him to win. There's too many angles, there's not enough time, and Mouz Sports win the 1v2. Now, also note that they're dirt broke. Unfortunately, Mongols don't really have any money either, but it just shows how close all of these rounds are, that they cannot get any money in the bank going. So now, I skipped around because last round was full eco for Mongols, and we got an interesting buy here. Let me pause for a second. We've got a pretty bad buy on Mongols. They have 4 Galils. They opted to go for grenades. 1 FAMAS on Mouz shouldn't really matter too much, but you need to get something going here for Mongols. You need to ideally get some mid control. Let me show you guys what's going on towards mid. It's just the same stuff. You're getting smoked towards mid. They're not able to get through it. So you've got 3 players towards B. You ideally want to take shelf. Maybe get that mid control, do something late round with it. Got 1 player towards cave here. Everything is smoked off, so thankfully they are able to get towards shelf for once and properly get some mid control, which is much needed to get some rounds on T side here. And you can see Mouz Sports, they have a pretty passive setup here. They've given the T's pretty much everything they could want. They've got 2 players in cave, so obviously it's going to be a bit rough to get through there. But this is ideally what you want from the Mongol side. You've got all the space you could need to be somewhat comfortable going into this map. And the interesting thing for Mongolz is this is 20 seconds later. They haven't really done anything. So I don't know if they're just waiting for CTs to kind of meander around and expect them to go A, because a player from Mouz actually did rotate towards A. So now you've got 2 players in Donut. You've got this 1 lurker in A main that could just walk out at pretty much any point or catch a timing, like what happened on Pistol. But finally, we're starting to see something happen with about 25 seconds left. Full mid walk, and it's pretty much, once again, exactly what they want. Trades come out. Even though it's a trade, now you're absolutely crunched as a CT. 2 people in Donut. You've got a guy walking out A main. Xertion finds a nice kill despite being flashed. And the kills actually start to go the way of Mouz, for once. Now, good thing for Techno is he's standing with his teammate over there and actually finds 2. If his teammate doesn't die on sight and just lives, this could be a much easier round. But here's what happens again. You've got Techno, this kid who I'm pretty sure is like 17, playing it perfectly. Another 1v1 isolated and another 1v1 isolated, and he gets a 4K and just takes a round into his control again. This is 3 rounds won from Mongolz that just, there's 0% chance they should have won any of them. And it's just absolute individual performance crushing Mouz. And that's such a big round because now you've got Mouz on a full save pretty much. You've got deagles, but no armor, pretty much no nothing. And this is where they completely changed the pace as to nothing we saw before. A full B rush, nobody towards mid, nobody towards A, just run them down towards B. And it works out perfectly. Mzinho, even better, gets 3 kills with the Mac 10 to farm his money, and this round is over. And now we got the last round and a half from Mongolz on their T side. Once again, we got a full mid take from Mouz, just their normal stuff. They actually have to put 1 person to shelf early, and he's trying to fight, but he's actually mollied off. 910 gets a ridiculous op kill over towards ramp, and since I assume they know at this point that there's 2 people playing mid most of these rounds, and that Mongolz haven't typically just ran out B or grouped together and ran out B early, they just scale B. Mzinho spams 2 or gets 1 and then spams another through the smoke, and this round is just over again. It's perfect. It is perfectly changing the pace of the game, perfectly deciding what to do, realizing what Mouz have been doing this whole game, and just playing perfectly against it. This, I would literally consider a perfect T-side from Mongolz. They essentially did everything right. The players individually showed up incredibly, and it was a great T-side. 9-3 is absolutely nothing to complain about. But CT side is a whole different story and why this game gets so exciting. Alright, so first round from Mouz. We've got kind of a completely different thing going on than what we had from Mongolz. We got 4 people towards mid and 1 outside A. Once again, if this is actual like prep from them, as to knowing how Mongolz typically play, it doesn't seem like it because you got a player towards Donut and 1 back mid, so I don't really know conceptually why they would opt to do this unless it's just a good strat that's worked for them in the past. I don't think it's necessarily the counter against Mongolz. Now, the timing actually works out perfectly because the mid player just runs away. So now you have nobody spotting mid, you've got both of the 8 guys looking towards main, and you got a guy locked out in CT spawn. So they have full map control, and Mongolz are inevitably going to get caught out because they just have no clue that they could be this close already, and this guy's kind of dead man's land, and you've got a player stuck behind sight, so the fights are pretty much impossible. Now, Mzinho does find 1 with the dualies. He actually gets traded out. 910 finds 1 as well, but, I mean, once again, they pretty much just get shut down by Mouz because they were able to take that super early mid-map control. Worked out perfectly because of the one thing that happened, the mid player rotated off, and they just got caught out towards Donut. Round after that was a full eco from Mongolz, so not much happened there. Something interesting is that this mid smoke from Mongolz missed. I've never seen a pro team land a mid smoke there, but alright. Very unfortunate because you've only got 1 guy mid on Mouz, so this is what the gunfight turns into. This guy would have been smoked earlier, but it becomes a lot harder of a gunfight. It does kind of work out for Mongolz for the time being because I guess they know nobody's out mid. This guy's got to walk all the way back, and now you've just got a bunch of people grouped towards B. Now, unlike Mouz Sports here, you've now just got no mid presence on Mongolz. So the T's are kind of free to do whatever they want, even though they're grouped towards B here and look like they're going to hit B as they've got people all the way through cave already. You've essentially got nothing on the CT side here. They're going to group 2 people towards Donut, and a kill actually does come out towards mid. 910 gets a very nice kill, and now you're actually able to take these fights at B. So somehow this works out for Mongolz. 910 individually just coming up the show a really good performance as well. But this is where you see a much different CT side from both teams, because you had Mouz taking mid pretty much every round and having a lot of mid presence, going all the way down mid, getting up at shelf, getting those 3 people towards shelf. And now you see Mongolz essentially not touching mid at all. Now, first real rifle round, we're going to see Mongolz actually take mid. They finally land their mid smoke correctly. And Mouz, they've just got this one guy Xertion chilling towards mid by himself. No real support. Nobody's up shelf yet. Now, there's not a player in cave for Mongolz, which is also interesting because they seem to be opting for a much more passive CT side here, which once again, despite it being 10-5 and what doesn't seem like a close game at all, it seems like Mongolz have had everything in their palm of their hands the whole game. Things do change. Got a bit of a jiggle peek towards cave here. Just pretty standard gunfights, just trying to take some space, find anything out. Just people grouped towards B for Mouz once again. They could just walk through mid here with nobody towards mid on Mongolz once again. And even towards B, they got 2 players super passively all the way back. And Techno all alone up here. This would be great if he had somebody jiggling him, jiggling for him or something like that. But he's just isolated. The player gets there, Senzu gets there a little bit late, and now it's kind of like it's a 4v4. Smokes are going to come out unless you get a lucky spam kill here, which does not happen and was very close to happening. You're pretty boxed out of the round. You got to wait for these smokes to fade, probably 10 seconds ago at this point until they fade. Bombs ticking down, you've only got 1 kit. It's just a rough retake. Got 1 guy flanking as well. Here's the thing that kind of happens. Now, I think I remember what happens in this round, and it's just insane. Essentially, at this point, you would say the round is over. It's going to be pretty much impossible to retake this on the Mongolz side. Now, you shouldn't save as a 4v4. You should try and get some picks. So here's what's going to happen. The 2 spawn players are going to run in. They don't see anybody off the bat. They find the long player, which is a very important kill, get traded, but another kill that happens, what did I do? Okay, I reset the round 1 by accident, so we're going to step it back a little bit. But alright, here we go. Here's what happens. Flash comes over from 910. The 2 spawn players run out with the flash. They find the kill on the long player, which we just saw a second ago. And then another kill that happens is here. This is super important. Blitz, who was sitting shelf just hiding in this corner the whole time, is walking up. He hears the player spamming and gets that kill on the long guy. This guy is so powerful because now you know essentially both of the players are towards site. You just killed 2 people long. And now you got these 2 dummies stuck in the corner in super bad spots where it's very difficult to multi-frag. And now you've got Mongolz upper player. So noise was just made there by Brolin as well. They got to look on both sides. Blitz finds 1 and trades just come out. And it's another perfect round by Mongolz, and essentially won because the shelf guy knows when to peek. If the shelf guy dies early, you've got to deal with that long guy the whole time, and the bomb's already 10 seconds left on it. It's very difficult to win that. So just perfect decision making on the Mongolz side as well. When to take those fights, it works out perfectly. And now it kind of seems like GG. You've got Mouz on an absolute garbage buy, Tech 9s, Mac 10s, a Galil. You don't even have a single AK, and it's 11-5. But here's what happens. We've got a fast mid take here, because you got to do something. Players just fold line. You've got this guy all the way back mid, Mzinho. 9-10 thankfully kills the donut guy, but it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say what you want to do mid here. Thankfully, it does work out for them, as literally everything did this half for Mongolz. But it's like, 1 guy's all the way back mid. You've got 1 guy up close. It's kind of a rough fight because you know they're going to be on a bad buy. So it's like, do you want to play it passively or do you want to play aggressive? And I mean, they sort of just did both of it, and somehow it worked. Now, another thing is, you're going to see Mongolz just absolutely push B here, of just this kind of run it down strategy they've been doing the whole game. And it worked out well. They got a kill from it. They got a player towards long, but Mouz go crazy. They killed the guy close sight who was focused on Shui just jumping out. They find a dink towards the long guy, and now they essentially know where both people are. Another really good peek there from, who is this? Shui, just kind of jiggling with the Tech 9. He could take advantage of that fast movement. And now you've got Mongolz who are completely trapped out of the round. A round that Mongolz should have very easily won. The gunfights just really didn't go their way when the players got up cave, and that's where things fell apart. If you want to say they should have had 2 people down mid early, I could definitely agree with that. If you want to say they could have gave up mid early, I don't think so. I think you don't want to give the T's this space towards mid it makes it rough, especially if they're on a, cheap buy with like Tech 9s and stuff. You don't want to be giving them those close fights. So I think they should have fought mid a lot more here. And now it's 11-6. It's definitely a winnable game for Mouz. So now we're seeing a complete switch up from Mongolz here. I don't know why I keep forgetting their name. We've got 3 people towards mid, nobody towards A, and they're actually taking mid, sort of like they should have done last round. Now, I don't know if Mouz are just aware of this with the 2 people they put A early. They actually aren't going to walk out A or anything. They pretty much could have with those 2 guys who are deciding to walk back for whatever reason. But a spam kill comes out over towards Shelf here. And now Mouz, despite not having mid control, are man up. And now, what I talked about earlier, with mid control dictating this sort of whole game, they spam the one guy Shelf. The CTs here, like 2 or 3 people over towards B. So a lot of them are focused towards B. You've got this guy all the way isolated back mid because they don't have mid control once again. And now, late round, you're able to get Xerxin, one of the guys that was A early, and whoever this is, Jimfat, who isn't out mid yet. But Xerxin's just able to walk out mid here and get the late kill on the guy who tried to take mid control. And now, you've just got this guy isolated towards mid. He actually does get 1, but he gets traded. And now it's a 4v2. T's can do whatever they want, and once again, it's just strange decision-making happening at mid. Or I should say it's good decision-making from Mouz, rather, who decided to re-aggress late after the smoke is faded and make a lot of, pressure towards B because they know there's going to be players towards Shelf for fighting mid late, and they take advantage of it. They know how to play mid, and this is what... I don't want to spoil the results of this game, even though I'm sure you guys could see where this is heading. This, it kind of shows what happened this game, where eventually towards the end of it, you've got Mouz really figuring out how to play mid and take advantage of, the way Mongolz are playing. They were not playing it anywhere near as aggressively as Mouz were when they were on CT side. So here we go. Interesting round, 11-7. You're probably like, why are you even commentating this or talking over it? It is GG. They are not going to win this round. Mzinho close. Whoa, wait a second. He finds one with the USP, and now it's just a full run out A. Of course, Mouz know that they essentially don't have money. They saved 1 AK, and the rest of the players are just going to be on full eco. Let's just run out A, guys. Get it over with. Nice and easy round. But here's the thing. That doesn't happen. Techno gets 1. Techno gets another. The USPs come in. Everybody gets a kill somehow. And the 5-man run out A, just the most easy strat. Everything should go well. Just absolutely collapses. And that's not a round you could lose as Mouz. It's like individual performance, once again, from Mongolz just comes to shine. And now it's essentially GG. You've got next to no money on Mouz. Actually, they do get 2 Galils. They have nades. They got 3 AKs. It's not a great buy-in. You're kind of back against the wall for this rest of the half. If you lose 3-4 people in a round, you're going to have to be dropping people. You're going to be low on money. You need bomb plants. And the CTs have everything they could want. They got a 5-round buffer. They got enough to buy next round. They are chilling. But here we go again with no mid control from Mongolz. And the kills just run out at B. It's a fast round at B from Mouz Sports. And I want to back up because I didn't actually get to show you guys this. So, fast round at B from Mongolz. What nades are actually here? Not many. Can I see? We got the close molly. Nothing really else. You've got this guy in cave who's able to get a free spot over towards people running out on the site. Well, here's the thing. You've got this guy back here, and you've got Techno back here. It's essentially 2 1v1s. If Techno gets spotted out, he's just dead. You've got this guy stuck back here. He's going to die too. You have 2 people in CT spawn because they didn't take mid, and you've got this mid guy that's going to hold off rotates. And you've got the guy all the way towards A. That's great, except the T's are on B. So here's what happened. Mouz Sports run out. Hard to get that first kill, and then Senzu just dies in the back. They just flat out lose the fight. So not a good situation here, and obviously this is essentially unretakeable as well. With this guy all the way through A, which probably happened a couple of seconds ago, I mean, once again, it's just another round where not having people mid, and they aren't even aware that this guy could be all the way through mid, just absolutely crushes them again. And it's like, how many of these rounds, as you'll guys see, how many of these rounds could have been won if they just kind of ran it down mid? Because Mouz aren't doing anything crazy at mid. They're sending one guy there. But if you are able to take that mid control and just, kind of pressure the T's and let them know, we're going to take mid. You guys can't just walk around the map freely. It might be a completely different story. So maybe Mongolz realize this. They're on a kind of garbage buy here, but they actually do run down mid. Mzinho all the way back mid. This is kind of like the pug setup, where you've got one guy that doesn't want to run mid. He kind of wants to bait, just sits in red room, gets a kill there, and then you've got Blitz with the 5-7. Should be playing close for those one-shot headshots. And they got their mid kill. Now, that's great and all, but you still don't have mid control. You got the kill towards B, you got the kill towards mid. It's a 5v3. Very wisely from Blitz, decide to spot, get his smoke out, but they're all the way up already. He gets fragged out. Rotates come out quick. Mzinho's trying to stall him off for his team to get there, which is really good, but this Molly is a lot better, and he can't really do anything off of it, so he tries to fight. His team's already there, and once again, the kills kind of just go the way of Mouz. It's kind of hard to say if you should do anything better there. Obviously, mid would be great. The kills went their way early round. Mouz handled it really well by being like, it's a 3v, whatever it was, either 3v, I think it was a 3v5. 3v5 or 3v4. Run through donut, team died at B. Taking B is going to be hard. Just run through donut to A. So they made some really good decisions. Good nade usage to kind of flush out that player in CT and not allow him to get anything. So it's a good round for Mouz. Despite it being a, 3v5 and despite the kills going the way of Mongolz super early. So now we got a real game on our hands. Mouz Sports only need 3 rounds to bring it into overtime. And once again, what are we going to see at mid? We see a smoke, or sorry, Molly nade, tons of nades coming out. Full fight down mid. We got Blitz with an MP9, who obviously should be running it down mid or doing something close range. Techno, who has been farming in cave, absolutely, like he did last round, finds 2 kills again. But you've got nobody towards A. And I don't even want to fault Mongolz for this too much. Going A in a round like this hasn't really been anything that Mouz Sports have done. So it's very smart from them once again to just run it out A here. Kind of like they did last round, except they didn't go donut this time. I believe they had a guy A early, and he's like, oh, somebody rotated off. We could just run through A, guys. So despite pretty much everything perfectly happening for Mongolz at the beginning of the round, they once again get a 5v3. Now you've got the T's on A. Super hard to retake. They've got a ton of nades still. You can aggress from CT here. Zershin takes a really good fight, as he knows it's still a 5v3. You kind of need to get some fights, get some space. Very good kill from Torji, too, who gets 2, actually. And now he could just jump over his boy's head and get back up. It's a very good hold from Mouz, despite, once again, and this is why I say this game has been so great. Both teams are doing stuff so well. Techno is holding it down in cave, but Mouz Sports are responding to everything perfectly. It's not like, oh, it's a 5v3 or a 3v5. What do we do, guys? No. We are running all the way through A and planting the bomb. We had a guy A early. We know what's going on today. We know they rotated off. Even if you had a guy A there on Mongolz, unless he's getting 1 kill, then essentially the same thing happens. But really good at handling from Mouz as to what to do there. So now, you've got Mongolz on a garbage fight again. And you've got Mouz taking mid with just this one guy here again. Zershin, once again, full control towards mid. Sure, it's an eco. I would kind of like to see Mongolz sort of do something here. Got 2 5.7s and AK USP. So it's like, I don't know. I would like to see them fight mid, stack B. You've got a guy all the way through A. I don't know why. Okay. This is just, I would start to say, a bad decision for Mongolz. You've got this guy all the way through A. You know they're not going A at this point. They're not going to be grouped outside A waiting for this guy. There's probably not even going to be a guy outside A at this point with these rifles. So you've got a guy towards Donut. I think this guy should just rotate. You've given them mid control, and he is finally rotating, which is great. But the timing has worked out for Mouz once again, and Zershin is just all the way through mid and finds 3 people. And Techno, by the way, don't mind him again, getting 2 kills again. Oh my god! I didn't even notice that. And Techno just somehow keeping them in the round again. But it's like, at this point, this guy mid is essentially doing the work of like 2 people at bare minimum. He's getting full map control. He's walking through. He's killed these 2 players sitting here multiple times. And him just being mid and just walking through has done so much. Techno can't really get that kill with 1 HP, and then the round just ends. And now it's 12-11. What the hell happened, dude? It seemed like it was such an easy game for Mongolz, and it probably doesn't even feel like it's 12-11 for them. I mean, you've gotten Techno absolutely farming. Let me pull up the scoreboard here. He's 24-15. Mzinho is 24-16, but Blitz and Senzu are just not putting in work. So now, here we go. Final round of regulation. Blitz running it down mid, getting the donut early, and you still got this Mzinho back here. Nades a smoke like he's done the whole time. And for once, they don't see people. But Zershin, Hello, Zershin, once again. And mind you, this is kind of where things get unfortunate. This is just a spam kill coming out towards cave, which sucks. I know I've been looking at mid pretty much the whole time, and we see an instant reaction from the CTs, from Blitz, who once again is not doing that hot this game, and he's one of the mid guys. He's essentially the mid guy that's running it down mid every round. And once again, you have this mid guy that gave up mid. You've got Zershin all the way walked through mid, and you need somebody to be looking at him. That's going to keep this guy here as the B players get absolutely blown out of the water because they just walked through B early, and it's just over. This mid guy is going to keep somebody there the whole time. You can't rotate them towards B. You don't have B early. You don't have people fighting shelf. I would like for Mongolz to just watch the demo after this and be like, how did Mouz play their CT side? They had 3 people towards shelf, even though Mongolz were taking mid a lot more and not just sending one guy to walk out mid. It's like, that'd be great. You're just getting kind of owned at B. I feel like you need to do something towards shelf or get the mid player to shelf so we could spam early, and then things are hopefully going to be a lot better. But it's like they never got a grip of this one Zershin walking out mid, who's not even doing too hot. He's only 8 and 21, but just as a player that keeps walking out mid, he is owning. So now it seems like sort of way too late. You finally got Blitz and Mzinho all the way down mid. And you've got them sitting in the smoke. They opt to not go shelf. They opt to sit on the smoke side here. I don't even know what you want to call this, just like back mid. And unfortunately for them, it's just an A-walk. So good on Mouz because they essentially have never done this before. And it's the one round where you don't have somebody sitting back mid to rotate early. There's just one guy A. It's just a 1v3 a A, and he gets owned. He's opping, which isn't great either. It's obviously extremely hard to multi-frag at A because you're going to be pushed in like donut or something, and then you kind of have to find a kill. You can't give him the sight. He just falls, and it's essentially over for Mongolz this round. And Senzu gets shut down, so not good. Now you're down for the first time in the game. Now, the thing is, we essentially see the same exact thing happen. We got Blitz and Mzinho all the way running it down mid, not going shelf. You've got Shui here this time, actually, who gets spammed all the way down. And it's a 5v3 for Mongolz again, which is great. You've got 9-10 opping close. I don't know if he was here this round. Somebody was, last round rather. Somebody was out from there. He gets a molly out this time. And, uh-oh. The T's try to do something. They get some space, but it's kind of much harder this time because you've only got 2 people here, and this is kind of bad for Mouz because they've got everybody so spread out. You've got a guy, this actually might work for this guy, Brolin all the way back, and somehow Jimfat is ready for the flank that came a man, so I don't know how that happened, but there's good awareness from the players, and sort of, Mongolz seems so freaked out at this point for the late mid-walk, but it's good. You couldn't get any space going as a Mouz Sports player here. They're still stuck in a main. They get a kill gifted to them. But you've got 9-10 on the angle here. Player boosted up. I don't actually remember who wins this round. He sees a shadow. Good kill. Oh my god, which key do I hit? Wait, which key is 1, 2, 3, 4, 8? Okay. So now you got Jimfat in the 1v3. They are not giving him anything. He's got to go for jumping no scope. So, well played. It was sort of the same thing that happened last round, except pretty much all the previous rounds, Mouz have played it perfectly. They've gotten out A. That time they were not able to get out A, and the spacing looked really bad because they had a guy lurking towards B. So, not much could happen there. The kills went to Mongolz. Simple enough. And another round. I don't know why Mongolz waited this long to do it. Finally, the thing is happening that should have happened way earlier in the half. You got Mzinho and Blitz all the way down mid against Zershin, who now cannot get out mid. And you see his nade usage here. Cannot find anything. It's so hard to take that mid fight. And Mzinho gets another towards shelf. And despite everything, now you got 9-10 and Donut as well. You have mid control as a CT here. And now the T's, they have shelf. But I mean, it's good for a CT here. And this is what should have happened way earlier in the half. It should not have gotten to this point. It should have been super easy. Just take mid like that and don't give Zershin space. But for whatever reason, they waited so many rounds to do it. It's a bit of a grief kill towards mid there. That's a ridiculously hard shot to hit, especially on 1 HP. But thankfully it gets traded. Then Now we got Torji in the 1v2. Now, they have no idea where he is right now, but he has no idea where they are either. So he's got 20 seconds to try and figure something out. Very wisely walks all the way to CT spawn, but he makes a step. If he didn't make that step, that could have been a very different round, but almost played that well. That player being that far out, I think it was Techno. It's very smart from him. So now it seems like the advantage is in Mongol's hands again. They're up around. They got T side where they just absolutely crushed. Should be winnable, right? Here's the thing. They once again play mid super passively. Mouz Sports are playing it how Mouz Sports are playing it how Mongol should have played it. They have full mid control, and Mongols have nothing. They're gonna try to nade here. They actually do a really good job of crunching. And now this player is stuck in the corner here. Somehow gets a miraculous kill. And the shelf guys don't come out. I don't understand that. You know a guy is trapped there. 100% that's calmed. That guy back mid didn't really have to die. But, alright, sure. It's a 3v2 either way. You're pretty happy. But the pace has just stopped. Everything has gone silent. Now, typically, like we saw with Mongols, there's going to be 2 players stacked towards B here. Because, I mean, you're just going to get on the site. A lot of the time, the T's just end B. But Mouz, for whatever reason, have decided to opt with 2 people mid. And this is obviously good because Mongols are just sitting here doing nothing. I guess they're doing this because they expect Mouz to do something. I mean, it's a 2v3. They kind of have to do something. Just kind of anchoring on B is going to be ridiculously difficult. But it works out perfectly for Mouz because they just flank all the way behind them and shoot him in the back of the head because Mongols took too long. If you're a Mongols player there, do what Mouz Sports would have done and what they did on the entire half. Just run it out. You've got all your boys there. Run it in. If there's 2 people there, just gamble that you could win the trades. There's no point in waiting. Even though Mouz Sports walking all the way through mid there is just an insane play that worked out perfectly, you just need to go as Mongols. And obviously that's like hindsight Harry, but I mean, what are you waiting for there if you're Mongols? Are you waiting for them to double walk through cave or something? Like, I don't know. If you like 3-man group, run up long, I think you'll be completely fine there, even if there's 2 people towards B. So, I don't even know what's happening here. Let me focus back on the game. Nothing towards mid from Mongols. Absolutely nothing at all, but nothing towards mid from Mouz this time either. And we're going to have the 3-man cave walk. Which does not... That's just about the most unfortunate thing you could happen if you're 3-man walking cave. Just all of them dying to an M4A1S. 20 bullets, 3 guys dead. No mid-take, man. I'm going to keep coming back to that. I feel like I've said it every single round. Just no mid-take. And they could have taken mid there. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if they don't realize that Mouz just had this one guy walk. Even if you have one guy walking mid and you're playing it slow, it's like, you'll be all right. 3-man walking through cave, through a smoke with no nades. I don't get it. It just seems like a bad decision. I don't know what you're expecting to get out of that. And here we go again. Just what seems like another bad decision from Mongols. You've got Zershin and Jimfat all the way down mid. And they're worried about nothing because they were just gifted mid for free because you've got 5 men B on Mongols. Now, sure, they have 2 MAC-10, so they kind of need to... Whoa. They kind of need to figure out something. Brolin gets a great spam kill there. And now he could just tuck, force him out, isolate gunfights, and it's extremely hard to get in as a T. It's like... I don't know. If I was a coach of Mongols here, I would just say, you need to take mid. The whole game, this whole thing just revolved around mid. Sure, you could play it slower. It's just, if you're giving Mouz mid this many times, and just, even with MAC-10s or whatever, earlier way in the game on Mongolz T side, they had a guy MAC-10, Shelf with a MAC-10 who got an entry on the guy Donut, and it worked out great. Why not go back to doing that? Why are you 5-man grouping B on the last round when you've never really done it in that sense? You did it when you were changing the pace, but when your back's against a wall and you can't lose a round, just take mid, take it slow, take it standard. I hate to see them lose this match because I was rooting for them and they played so well early on. But either way, it was a good match. It was really well played from both teams except for the Mongols not taking mid. But super well played from Mouz Sports. Really good individual performance from Techno. I hope you guys did enjoy this, whatever this is, just analysis, I guess, just talking over a match. Be sure to check out the sponsor with that link at the top of the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.